Hello there!
And welcome back to another video! It's been a long time, and since then Animal Crossing has taken over my life. So that's basically what this video is about. I haven't posted a video in, I want to say 3 months, maybe 4, I'm sorry. I originally stopped posting weekly videos to focus on school and my internship. School's over, internship's over, I'm looking for a job right now, and I haven't really picked up the pace on the art and YouTube content, and I'm very sorry, but Animal Crossing is very time consuming. So I wanted to kick off my not committal, not scheduled return to YouTube by talking about Animal Crossing. So my island is called Mesvisla. I called it Mesvisla because my Wild World town was called Mesville, and I named my new leaf town Mesville in honor. So Mesvisla is to pay homage to that, and in my island I've created myself as the resident services resident representative thing or whatever, and since you can create other profiles and each profile can have its own house, I decided that I was going to start making other houses and profiles for my OCs. So far I've got Rowan and Zeke in my island. I'm going to be making for sure Aries, Chrome and Talia next, and then we'll see, but I wanted to kind of document this point in my island's life by doing a little bit of a family portrait. So far in the sketch we've sketched me, and then we're going to be adding Zeke and Rowan, and you'll be noticing that over the course of the sketch, I've put in little clips of my little island and little areas I'm proud of. I'm not doing a full tour because I can only record 30 seconds at a time on my Switch. I don't quite know how to do a fully recorded screen thing. So for now it's just these little clips of little areas I'm proud of, but the game's been out for less than a month and a half as of I'm recording this video, and I've already sunk like 300 hours into it. I'm not even joking. Between all the 3 profiles, I've easily sunk, just on my profile, because you can only see the actual hours you've put into a game on the profile that has the Nintendo Online thing. So just on my mains profile I have 295 hours, and I've done a lot of decorating, especially with Zeke's profile. I really like how his house turned out. But yeah, how is everyone? Animal Crossing is really taking over everything. But yeah, I'm really enjoying. There's a lot of things, obviously, that the community as a whole is kind of like, I miss Brewster, I want to have the roost, I miss diving, I want to have the little diving critters out on the museum, I want there to be just more shop buildings overall, and my island is also starting to feel very small, especially as I'm adding more character houses. I see all these tours and they have spaces for cafes and outdoor restaurants and all this themed stuff, and I'm just struggling to find places to put my other character houses. But overall my island makes me very happy, and Animal Crossing has honestly been a godsend during these hard times, and I just hope that I can start now cooling off a little bit with the Animal Crossing and start indulging in some of my other creative endeavors like videos and artwork, because since my last video I've actually moved to my own apartment. I still don't have a job, so that's kind of concerning, but my savings are happy enough to sustain me for a little bit in my new apartment, and I've been decorating and I've been setting things up for myself and looking for a job and playing Animal Crossing. That's mainly what I've been up to. So to tell you a little bit more of the story, now that the sketch is coming together for this illustration, is that I had the idea of getting the boys together for an island photo of the 3 of us, and me being me, I'm yeah, come on guys, let's go take a photo, it's gonna be great, we're gonna frame it, it'll be awesome. And then Zeke's yeah, for sure, I'm so excited, but he's kind of not really paying attention. And then Rowan is really good, because Rowan, I put Rowan's house in the top left farthest corner of the map. There's basically very little else around there except for my wind turbines, so he's way up there, far away from everyone, doesn't want to deal with anyone's stuff. Just leave him alone. He's got all his instruments, he's got his recording studio and everything put together. He just leave him alone. But of course he might be grumpy and not like people, but he's a sweet guy under all the crab ass. So he's saying I'm only staying for 1 photo, so stop bugging me after that. But he's he's actually going to stay for the photo for as long as it takes, basically. But the one that I chose to illustrate was like an imperfect photo, sort of, to make it more like a scene. And I don't know, just really, it makes me happy to be spending time with my OCs, like with them as villagers. So I've actually decided birthdays for them, which I hadn't before, the houses, and just trying to like come up. And it's really funny because all of my villagers, like the other characters, not my brother, all of the villagers, when I'm playing with my main character, for example, they ask me, do you know what Rowan's favourite band is? Do you know what kind of sports Zeke is into? And I'm like, they're my characters, of course I know. But then Bianca, my Peppy Tiger, she's like, oh, of course you guys, of course you know him so well. You guys get along like peanut butter and jelly. I'm so envious, or whatever, or something like that. And it's just really funny to hear other villagers talk about my characters because they're villagers now themselves. And I don't know, Animal Crossing has really helped me just pass the time and not lose my mind in these troubled times. I hope you guys that are playing are enjoying it as much as I am, and I really do recommend, if you're into creating characters and stuff like that, to create a profile for one of your characters, just to get more to do out of the game. Because I feel like, I don't know if you guys feel the same, that now that the initial like year-round kind of bugs and fish are all caught, now that Bunny Day's over, now that things are a little bit more established, I imagine that everyone who's got the game at launch has terraforming by now. Like, I was able to unlock it pretty quick because I got really obsessed with it real quick. But yeah, anyway, I just hope that there's more to do in the game. I know they're doing more and more updates, especially like with the Earth Day stuff that came recently, the May Day that's going to be coming recently, soon. But yeah, I just want them to add more content, and I feel like building up profiles with your original characters is a good way to extend the longevity of the game or something like that. And even so, it's just like really fun to think about and decorate for them and collect furniture for them. Like, as soon as I created Zeke's profile, I got to take out like over 40 items of my main character's storage, just that I'd been collecting for him, because Zeke's obsessed with plants and greenery. He really likes taking care of houseplants, doing gardening. He's not much of a farmer, but he does really like flowers and like succulents, cactuses, figs, fan palms, all those kinds of things. So I've been collecting like DIYs and furniture of just all the plant life possible, just to like all the Sahara wallpapers for like greenery and grass and mossy bricks and all that kind of stuff, just to give to Zeke. For Rowan, it's a little bit harder to collect stuff because instruments are very expensive in game. They don't crop up that often. I've been using the Reddit subreddit slash AC Trades to get a lot of instruments catalogued so I can order, but they're still like over 100,000 bells each, so it takes quite a bit to build up the record studio. And neither Zeke nor Rowan have a basement in their houses. That's a bit too many bells for me, but I'll work up to it because I'm also trying to think that I want to have my other characters, and I want them to have at least the ability to customize the outside of the house, which is why I've brought them up to having the 4 first level rooms and then the upstairs, but not the basement, because the basement is the final expansion that you need to be able to do like unlimited outdoor customization. But I don't need unlimited outdoor customizations. I just want to get up to the sidings of the house customized to better fit the color palettes. So in terms of the drawing, Zeke's shirt, I think, was actually what took me the longest, because so for Rowan, I created a pro pattern in game to draw his like tank top with a mesh shirt thing. So in game, Rowan has like the shirt that I designed for him since I created him. And Zeke, I actually ended up not designing his typical shirt because he typically wears a kind of loose light blue long sleeve shirt that has like stripes going downwards, and then he has a bandage that he wears on his I think it's his left bicep, but yeah, I decided not to give him pro pattern clothes for now to match his original design, because Zeke is someone that I tend to draw in. I almost never really draw him in his default clothes. I always give him something different because I think he'll wear whatever you put on, but Rowan's got a very distinct look and style, and I'm actually really proud of the like shirt combo that I've designed for him. So Rowan wears a pro pattern shirt and then the ripped light wash denim jeans and I think they're Explorer hiking boots or something like that, and then a beanie, but the beanie it's kind of temporary. I couldn't really get a good hairstyle for Rowan. Like, that's all. If I could change one thing about Rowan in AC, it would be the hairstyle, because Rowan actually has kind of long hair, but he does a French braid on the side of it, on the one side, so it looks like he has shaved sides, which is why I gave him the hairstyle I did in Animal Crossing. For Zeke, I was able to find the perfect hairstyle. So when I started painting the background, I realized I had no idea what anything really looked like enough to recreate it. So I went back in game to go around like near my campsite to take an in-game photo of it, so I could use it to look at clearer, to just draw the background to look a little bit more realistic to the in-game. Even though most of it's going to get covered by the characters, I still wanted it to pay homage to the game. What else? So Zeke wears a silk shirt in blue with the yellow flowers, and he wears, I think they're just tan slacks and blue rubber high tops, and then he wears a plain cap or a denim cap in an olive green. And then my character, I changed my outfit so much. This is the thing with this game. Typically, I used to have like one outfit per season in like New Leaf or Wild World. But here, I change my outfit like 2 times a day. There's so many good clothes. But my color palette, so because I have red hair, like red ends in real life, but I don't feel like it's myself when the red goes all the way up to the roots. So that's why like in Pokemon Sword and Shield, I did the same thing. Even though I had red hair in real life, I still gave my character black hair, just because if they could do gradients, that'd be key. But I don't feel like if it goes red to the roots, it doesn't look like me, so I'd rather have the black hair and then just red accessories constantly. So in this drawing, I'm wearing the little red silk hat, which is like a little tiny top hat, the red career jacket, red denim shorts, and then polka dot long socks. I forget the name of them. And I'm also wearing the label pumps, but I didn't draw them. But yeah, I always change my outfit in game. I did face paint for all of my characters. So for Zeke, he's got eyebrows and a scar. For me, I've got eyebrows and my freckles. And for Rowan, he's got eyebrows and his piercings. I tried to use the face paint thing to give Rowan his bangs, because they're longer than his current hairstyle, but that really didn't work out, so it's just the piercings and the eyebrows. But I really like the face paint feature, especially because I get to give myself freckles, and Rowan his piercings and Zeke his scar, I don't feel like they'd look as much like themselves if it weren't for that. And it's been a challenge to adapt my characters, because I designed them to begin with, I'm very particular about them looking specific ways, and especially with Rowan's like French braided side of his head, it really bothers me that I can't recreate that in Animal Crossing, but you know what, it'll have to do. So for this star that I'm doing is because I'm doing the little showmanship expression emote thing from Animal Crossing, and the showmanship thing, it has a little star thing that comes out, so I drew that. Zeke's looking at the butterfly instead of the camera, and Rowan's like, I'm only staying here for one photo, like I said before, so it's really starting to come together now that I'm adding more of the foreground elements and stuff like that. So for furthermore in the background, I did a little balloon that's just floating by. I've got some pine trees, and I did pine trees because I can't draw the regular fruit trees. I'm just like, I don't want to try to figure out how to draw that with a more like painterly feel. Pine trees are really easy. I've got some imperial fencing in the background. I've got some windflowers. And what else do I have? I had my brick staircase. So this is kind of paying homage to the area near my campsite. Like right behind my campsite, there's a cliff that has some imperial fencing. It's got the pine trees that pertain more to the campsite. And then I've got the white windflowers in that area as well. And yeah, I don't know, I'm really happy with this painting. I'm really excited to make another one of these drawings when I add more of my characters. The next character I'm doing is Aries, and my plan for her is to give her all of the ironwood furniture, and to give her more of the like just iron furniture in general. So you have like a tool rack, you have what else is there? There's a lot of just iron type stuff, because since Aries is an engineer, she's getting her PhD in engineering, she is going to be like the handyman of the island. So I have the story idea of her constantly bothering Rowan, because Rowan's house is right by the wind turbines, so she's basically got a little corner of Rowan's house that's just for all her maintenance crap, because she can't be bothered to like keep like lugging it back and forth, and Rowan's like always giving her hell for it, but he ends up putting up with it anyway. But it's just all these little things make me so excited about having my characters on my island and just creating little stories and stuff, and like letting my imagination run wild. And you might also have noticed that I'm playing around with a different style of drawing noses. So typically I would have drawn a nose a lot more like with nostrils and actually looking like a real nose, but now I'm doing this kind of like triangle shape that's a lot more like anime manga inspired, and it's just something that I was playing around with before I took my long hiatus away from drawing different nose styles. I did a TikTok on it actually to just do like, for example, the My Hero Academia nose versus the nose I typically draw versus this style of nose, and I just found that I'm very drawn to other illustrations that draw noses in this style. It just feels more shoujo, like bishonen, bishoujo type thing. So I just decided to try to replicate that. So we're just about done this drawing, and there I am just showing off. It's so fancy. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for your patience over my long hiatus, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you sometime.